Hey everyone, I'm Tniyah. This is my handsome husband Micaiah.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our podcast, After the XO.
I don't know how to say it right, but I'm falling a little more each night. When you talk, the world goes quiet. You calm all my noise inside, girl. I don't know how to say it.
All right, so these past couple of days, I've been seeing a lot of videos, scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, and I've been seeing like the 50-50 rule in terms of like a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And like, is it beneficial? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? For men, is it always that we should provide 100%? The girl shouldn't be worrying about nothing or anything like that. Yes, I just wanted to put our input on it and actually tell you guys what we actually do.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll get into it.
Let's get into it.
The reason why I don't believe in 50-50 as someone who pays for everything by myself, and I have paid for everything for myself since I was 20, now at the age of 33, is because I would rather, if I'm going to split bills, I'd rather split bills with my homegirl. We can go clubbing and come home and like chill and eat snacks and cook for each other. Opposed to a man, because a man, I'm having to do emotional labor. You want to sleep with me. You want to be up in my face. It's a lot more work. So I just feel like as a provider, you should be providing, or we should be working towards a goal together. I don't want to be roommates with a man. A lot of men are using women to lower their expenses of living. If I was a woman, I can afford it, that's fine. But I feel like living with a man should have some benefit, like he's helping you in some way or some addition, or you guys are splitting costs in a way that helps you grow as a person. If not, just do it with your homegirl. They're not going to ask you to sleep with them every night. Like, I don't think men grasp that concept.
Okay. She said a lot.
But not a lot at the same time.
For the alternative solution to be 50-50 with your homegirl, I'm not really understanding that, because that's not a benefit either.
I guess what she's saying is if you're in a relationship and you're doing 50-50, but you're expected to like give up your body as a woman, that it's not worth it. You might as well do it with your homegirl. But like, I guess if it's more than 50-50, then it's worth it, I'm assuming, is what she's trying to say.
I would like to back this all the way up.
Okay.
50-50 implies that you are living with your partner, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I feel that if you're looking at this dynamic as solely transactional, you shouldn't be living with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
I think you also shouldn't, everyone's situation is different. Maybe some people do end up moving in with their partners faster to ease the financial burden on both people. And then even in that situation, it should be looked at as a teamwork. Not because you have to pay your bills by yourself if you were by yourself, right? So 50-50 implies that you're getting some sort of assistance. It becomes now a teamwork instead of everything being on you if you live by yourself. So if you're now in a relationship with this person, you see a future with this person.
Heavy on the future.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to note that it really does depend on your partner and if you see longevity with them.
Yeah. And I would like to back it up even more. I feel like people have different definitions of what is 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50 could be like, I guess for some people, I take care of the mortgage and you take care of the groceries. Or like we have designated stuff that we take care of and then call it 50-50.
See, to me, that doesn't sound like 50-50. To me, when I hear 50-50, I think everything is split down the middle.
Yeah.
So we're both going half on the mortgage. We're both going half on groceries. We're both going half on utilities,
But I also heard, or like scrolling through videos again, there was a few videos that were saying like, well, 50-50, and let's say he's making 80,000, she's making 40. 50-50 in that sense wouldn't really make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be, he would have to put in more because she's making less.
But I guess equal percentage of each person's checks.
Yeah.
You're both contributing a similar amount to the relationship.
Yeah. Which, okay. I mean, us personally,
yeah,
we do
we
100.
Yeah, we don't do 50-50.
Goes in one pot. Everything goes in one pot. Because it's like, it gets to the point now where, like she said, she's been paying stuff since she was 20 and 33, and that's good for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's probably in the position to do that. Right. There's a lot of people in this economy, especially in this generation, that, yeah, you know, it's kind of like a men's instinct to provide. Let's just say that, right? But now we live in New York currently, and the average rent for like a 2-bedroom or even a 1-bedroom is almost $3,000 alone, right? In New York for a very small space. 2-bedroom, my bad, 4,000 or 5,000 maybe. And it's like the jobs that are out here does not equate the amount of money that we spend just to live. You know, I'm not making $100,000. She's not making $100,000. I don't know a lot of people that's making that. It's not that it's impossible, but just a situation that we're in right now. And I feel like it's better.
Combined, we're making over that, though.
We're making over that. Hold on, let's not say too much. But I mean, but yeah, so it's like it's better to just do it together, especially if you're with the partner that you know it's longevity. Like you're thinking about the future with them. Obviously, me and her, we just got married. So there's no going back. Sorry, sweetie. There's no going back. But
we were operating like this before getting married. And I think that's part of what made the transition to marriage so seamless. It wasn't really a culture shock because I guess we already were operating in a marriage mindset.
But I'm realizing even in some marriages now, they don't do that.
That is very true.
Like they would be married for 15 years.
And everything's separate.
Everything's separate.
Yeah. I think it's also fair to note that us getting married young, be considered young, we're 23, is a bit different. I feel like at this age, it allows us more so to feel comfortable growing together instead of, you know, maybe some people that might have gotten married later in their life, they're already established. And really now it's like, okay, I already have this going on, which I still kind of feel like that's not what a marriage is. That's just me personally, though. I feel like marriage, you know, you're becoming one. That's the idea. So I think even with all of these different scenarios and different circumstances, if you're coexisting with someone, specifically your partner, there needs to be more of a teamwork mindset than I'm doing this for you. What are you going to do for me? Right? Relationships are give and take, and it's not always going to be 50-50. It's not always going to be 100-100. So I think just we're working through this together. We're getting to our goals together. Speaking of goals, we were able to achieve so much more, so much faster with coming together financially.
I agree. And I feel like, I think it's also a little bit of an ego thing that kind of holds people back too. What? That's so funny.
Because that's not going to be effective. Like you got to kill that ego. It's hard.
It is. Especially with what we see. Like people can be so influenced by like
social media, society.
Yeah. That's not real life. Like if you're not making a certain amount, the conversation of 50-50 or one person doing 100% or whatever shouldn't even be there. It should be both people.
So this raises the question now, is it just, I feel like maybe it's only the women that are upset with the 50-50, and then does that now stem from this societal pressure that men should be taking care of everything?
I think the societal pressure is always there. Because there was a certain point in time, way
Traditionally.
where women weren't working. Now I feel like when it comes to women, certain women, it's like they want their cake and eat it too. When it comes to, they want to be independent, they want to work, they want to do all of this. But then when it comes to like putting into the house in terms of financially, they don't want to do that, and they want to put it all on the man. It's like their money is their money, and then the husband's money or the guy's money is also their money. That's a saying or something like that. So I just feel like there's a lot more.
I think if you are in a financial position to do that, it also depends on what the numbers look like in each relationship.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying.
Naturally, men do want to.
I think that's what I said in the beginning. It's definitely like an instinct when it's the right woman, but it's also circumstance. Like if I was making a certain amount, you wouldn't have to work. You would work obviously because you wanted to, but that would be your money. Like that's my money would be our money that we put in. That's just a man thing.
Right.
But again, for survival, what makes the most sense right now?
Right.
You know? Not to say we do have our own allowance and stuff, and there are times where I want to still spoil her with my allowance and stuff, or she still wants to get her stuff done. It's not really much of a fight there or anything like that.
Yes. Okay, that is important to note. I think so what we do would be considered a one pot, right? But I do think it's important to have allowance or play money, and for each of us. And what that is essentially, let's say we each have $1,000 allowance each check or something. I'm just throwing out a number, right? Your allowance is money that you can use for whatever, save, spend, blow it all. You want to buy the absolute unnecessary things that your husband may not approve of, and he can't question you about it. Okay, so having that freedom is also very important because
balance,
the one pot now, for every purchase, we have to be on the same accord. We typically are. And I think having financial conversations early on, also, we don't get uncomfortable. I don't remember ever getting uncomfortable talking about money.
Right.
You have to talk about these things, especially with your long-term partner, fiance, husband, whatever that maybe. If you're living with someone, it should not be uncomfortable talking about money.
Right. Yeah.
So
I don't know what's going on with this generation. I just feel like but again, our circumstance is very different than others again. We're very fortunate to be in this position. We can never take that away.
Yeah.
Never take that for granted either. But I think our mindset also played a big role in being able to get to where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Man, we've been having a lot of conversations. Like since we got married, we've been having a lot of conversations that you would think, oh yeah, we talked because it felt like before we got married, we talked about everything under the sun.
Right.
Everything under the sun. And then now we're getting married and we're talking about babies and moving and places to live, or one's family is on the other side, the other family's on the other side, and it's like the conversations are getting tougher.
Yes. Life is getting real. Life is lifing.
But I feel like, depending on the person that you're with, it will always work out. It will always work out no matter what.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think I really do feel secure and appreciate about our dynamic. We're kind of trailing off topic, but
yeah,
communication with us, we always overcome any hurdle or discomfort.
I believe so. The next topic is social media good or bad for your relationship? What would you say?
There's pros and cons to it. I don't think it's one answer. I think there's pros and cons to social media in general, but specifically for your relationship, I feel like there's some of the pros could be like finding relatability. Maybe you find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh my gosh, are we the only ones going through this? Am I the only one having this issue, and then you might hear a story about another couple or another woman, and find the relatability creates like, okay, so I'm not crazy, so this is normal, right? Because nobody really teaches you like what's okay in relationships, what's not.
Yeah. You can really only go based off of what you see before you actually experience it.
And if your experience is skewed or limited,
right,
you're just free balling.
Right. You're just free balling.
I think the cons to social media regarding relationships, though, can be comparison in a bad way. Like, this can tie back to the finances. Maybe you're scrolling on a couple's page and say the male in the relationship is making six figures and taking complete care of the woman in the relationship. She gets to have leisure time, doesn't really have to worry about working. If she wants to, she can. And now you are looking at your partner as less than or inadequate because of comparison. You have to understand that people are in different positions,
in different circumstances. Back to what I was saying before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you said, it is kind of both. It can be good, as in sometimes I get my date night ideas from social media.
Yeah.
Or, cooking couple
meals
stuff. Or not the whole reason, but like the purpose of us even creating a podcast is to kind of reach out to people who are, I want to say like-minded, but to also change people's viewpoints and perspectives on young couples or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I feel like it depends on what you're looking for. And it also depends on your mindset and who you are as a person as well, because me and you have both experienced pretty horrible relationships and pretty horrible experiences with other people. And the reason why we even connected as friends too first, was the fact that our minds we had the growth mindset.
Yes.
Ooh, we're about to get into it. We had the growth mindset, because I feel like a lot of people in this generation don't have the growth mindset at all.
What do you mean by that? What is a growth mindset?
The growth mindset is you never think that the way that you're doing things is always correct. Meaning, you can see the flaws in maybe the way that you're thinking, and you're always trying to improve on yourself and the people around you as well. So I'm going to look up the definition so I don't get it wrong.
Okay. I would say that also sounds like being open-minded too. Open-minded to other perspectives allows you to grow.
A growth mindset is the belief that your talents, intelligence, and ability can be developed through dedication, effort, and continuous learning, which can apply to being a better boyfriend, being a better friend, being a better husband, being a better person overall. So having that growth mindset to know that, like, all right, I'm once again in a relationship with her, I know it's going to be tough because me and you both have a lot of things that we experience outside of us, and both are actively going through stuff that we experience outside of us, right? But because of who you are as a person, and because of who I am as a person, I still want to work it out with you. Now, that's like a growth mindset.
Okay.
And I feel like if you don't have that, because I've seen a bunch of videos of, I guess you can say, toxic men or toxic masculinity and toxic all this stuff. Oh yeah, you don't tell girls your feelings, whatever. If I were to follow that instead of my growth mindset,
oh my gosh,
trying to do better, we probably wouldn't be here right now, and vice versa. So yeah, I feel like it just depends on like your way of thinking, honestly.
Yeah.
But why do you think, now let's go deeper into growth mindset, right? Why do you think that there is a lack of that in this generation? And if so, why? Why do you think that's the case?
Bringing it back to social media, this is very easy for us to trail off. I think that it's definitely lacking. And I kind of want to connect that to with social media. I feel like one of the things that can hinder relationships is it almost kind of creates this false narrative that like people are disposable and that what's that saying, like the grass is greener. The grass isn't always greener. So if you have that mindset of like, oh my gosh, look at these guys on social media either thirst trapping or look at these other wives showing off their husbands, look what they're doing. First of all, people put on social media what they want you to see. It's not always reality, right? So here you are now comparing to that, thinking, oh my gosh, this might be better than what I'm in now, instead of having the growth mindset to maybe communicate what you're missing from your partner or what you want to start engaging in. And now you're ready to toss them, move on to the next, and you realize that it wasn't better. Or maybe these flaws are worse than what the flaws you already were dealing with. So I think the growth mindset is definitely lacking, because then you would be focused on growing with the person you are. Don't get me wrong. There are definitely situations where you need to leave.
Get the freak up out of there.
Expeditiously. Okay? We are not encouraging toxic relationships. I think there's a fine line, though. You can have, I'm going to go out on a limb and say something that I haven't really heard anyone say. You can have toxic habits,
toxic moments. I was going to say
that you can work on to break with healthy communication, with therapy. We've been in couples therapy before. I think a toxic relationship now is where you're kind of just complacent in the toxic routine.
Yeah.
And no one's trying to grow, better themselves, learn from your mistakes, learn how to regulate your emotions, learn how to communicate to understand and not to respond. So, yeah, we are not encouraging staying in any dark situations. But if you're arguing frequently with your partner, that also doesn't mean you guys need to break up.
Right.
We need to learn how to navigate. And I think therapy is an amazing tool.
Yeah.
To have an unbiased, trained professional help you navigate or help you decide if this is something you should walk away from. But I think that it's so easy to get caught up in either extreme, like if it's not perfect, oh my God, we need to leave. And that's just not real life. That's how these couples that you see, these older couples that you see married for 40, 50, 60 years, they didn't leave.
Yeah.
Because they were going through phases of constantly arguing or bickering, or went through phases where they didn't like each other, or phases of, oh, he wasn't making enough, we had to do 50-50. Like, that is not marriage. That is not a partnership. That is not a relationship. Especially when you're starting from young age, teens, 20s, early 30s. I would even go as far as saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. How has love changed your view on the world?
How has love changed my view?
Can I answer first?
Okay.
I feel like actually being in love and feeling it for the first time, it feels like when you're not with that person, like there's not a day that goes by that I'm not thinking about you. Right? It's not a day that goes by that you're not always on my mind or I'm always thinking of you. Like, even if I'm out on the street and I'm looking at something, oh, tonight I might like that.
Right.
Or tonight I might want to do this. Or I'm thinking of spontaneous date nights or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
I feel like when you're in love, and I'm only talking about like romantic love, your world kind of evolves around them in some way, shape, or form. Not that you lose yourself, and not that you isolate yourself from others, because we still have our own thing. We still do our own stuff. But at the end of the day, I want to go home to my wife.
Yeah. That is very true. And I didn't really receive the question at first. It sounds so extreme, change how you view the world, but it really is true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't remember how my life used to be or how I would go about life before you being a part of my life. Yeah, like I always say, like we could spend the day apart, not speaking, which we still talk throughout the day. But at the end of the day, when it's time to narrow down, like, yeah, we have to sleep together. Like, there is no. So I think it changes my view of the world because now I don't see the world without you in it, you know? And I'm not going through the world as a single, like, he always likes to say I'm not independent anymore. Which, it's okay, ladies. We got to learn how to relax in submission, not subservient.
Oh my god.
But, I don't have to be independent in this. I'm in a marriage,
Right. It's not like I'm saying she doesn't have the ability to be independent.
Right.
It's just that in this stage of her life, and not probably for the rest of her life,
right,
she won't need to be.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, to go back, I feel like, it's also recognizing that to some extent you are in your own bubble. You have to figure out what works best for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you're in love with somebody or being in love romantically and viewing the world, it's like, all right, how does this work best for us?
Yeah.
Like every decision that we make now, or every big decision, like whether it be buying a car, whether it be looking at apartments to live, whether it be moving, whether it be job opportunity, whether it be even stuff as like eating habits, being healthy and stuff like that, being considerate of time management, all that stuff. You have to be considerate of your partner. And not that you have to be, but if you are, like that, that's a good sign.
It becomes a natural thing.
Yeah. Like you're always thinking about your other half, basically.
Right. When you get, for the most part, if one of us gets invited to things, they're typically inviting the both of us now because we're married. Again, there are still times where he has his own separate life, his friends, his family. I have my own separate life, my friends, my family. But for the most part, it's literally life partners.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, just imagine spending 80 years with this woman.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, but yeah, it's a lot lighter because I definitely remember when we weren't together. And the world definitely felt darker. It definitely did. So, all right, not too much. But, yeah. That's good. It's good to have. I think that's all today. Yeah, I'm excited for this journey.
Yes.
To really do this consistently, get into this. I feel like we have a lot on our minds to talk about.
A lot to offer. We are 23 years old, newly married, young Black couple in love.
With no kids.
No kids.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in.
All right.
We'll see you next time. Bye.